so very much for staying with us. And right about now, it's time for the gold conversation. We want to find out what does it take to start pig farming in the urban settlements, and also how does the value addition aspect of it works. And to help us with that conversation, we are joined by Mr. Douglas Gishuki, Chairperson, Kasarani Pork Producers Cooperative. Thank you so very much for making time. Now, as we speak of Kasarani being an urban area, the population is intense. What as a farmer do I need to look out for as I start out on pig farming in such an area?
If you're going to farm pigs successfully commercially, you need to look out for three main things. One is capital. How much money do I have for the scale of operation that I want to have? Number two, what breeds would I like to stock? Number three, where is my feed and my market? If you can solve, basically I said three, but those four questions, space is not a big issue if you're dedicated to your husbandry, right? So you have to figure out where's my market, what breeds, where do I get my feed, and where's my market? Those four things.
All right.
Yeah.
Na kuna yule ambaye anatafuta sana, umezungumzia breed.
Ndio.
Ndakuomba uzungumzie Kiswahili.
Tutaongea Kiswahili. Yes.
Ni breed gani nzuri kwa faida ya kufanya ile tunasema kuongeza dhamani ya value addition?
Tunapoongea kuhusu breed, kitu ambacho ni cha muhimu zaidi ni kwamba yule breed ambaye unamkuza awe breed ambaye kwa miezi misita hivi baada ya kuzaliwa amefika kilo 100. So breeds ambazo zinafikisha hizo wa ustani wa weight, utapata kuna mwingine anaitwa large white, kuna mwingine anaitwa Duroc, kuna mwingine anaitwa Berkshire, mwingine anaitwa Pie-Train. Shida ambayo wakulima wetu wako nayo kubwa sana ni kwamba mimi nikihitaji ndume na kuja kwako, naiba yako pia na kuja kwako. So hivyo tunakuwa na inbreeding nyingi. Ile breed ilikuwa sawa, lakini sasa imezungukana sana, ikawa nguvu yake imeisha. So wakulima wetu wako na breed nzuri, lakini ile husbandry yetu ikawa kwa miaka mingi ikawa mbaya, nguvu ya ile breed ikashuka. Sasa kama sisi cooperative tunataka turudishe high quality breeds, za hizo breeds ambazo nimetaja, ili wewe akizaa azae watoto 10, watoto 15, ukiwalisha vizuri na malisho bora, baada ya miezi 6 ule nguruwe amefika kilo 90, 100. Pale ndipo mkulima anapata pesa.
All right. Now, speaking of the repercussions of the constant inbreeding,
yes,
and also the things that you said is very important for someone to look out for as they start.
Yes.
As a young farmer, as someone who wants to get into this business for the very first time, how do I access this information, and what are you doing to make sure I'm aware of this very important information before I start?
So a lot of the information that you need to begin is on the internet, and many farmers come to me and tell me they want to begin farming, and often I'll tell them they want to come to my farm and see what I'm doing, and I always tell them, before you come to my farm, what I'd like to see is your business plan. I'd like to see how you intend to move from point A to point Z. Point A is buying a male and a female, learning how to breed them, learning how to feed them, and ultimately selling that product in the market. I want to see that you've engaged in the work of planning a business first. Kwa sababu I think it's Charlene Ruto always says, I follow her and she says, ukulima sio ushamba. And because young people are well educated, they have access to the internet, the resources are there. As a cooperative, we've decided that one of our main pillars is going to be youth empowerment, so that because the youth already have access to information. What they'll be lacking is, for instance, access to startup capital and direction about where the market is. So we've been very deliberate to recruit young people, and it is one of the mottos of our co-op that we want to lower the age of our farmer from 60 years, and not even 40. We want them in their 20s, so that they begin early, and they see agriculture as a commercial venture and not as a hobby for many people, and not as a basic side hustle.
Namna mnavyoongea inamaanisha kwamba ni kama kuna kundi fulani unalo tayari, sio?
Ndio.
Sasa kwa wale ambao nao kwa kundi lenyewe,
Ndio,
ile business plan unawatrain namna ya kuandika, na vile vile labda iko katika mitandao?
Lile kundi letu sasa lina mwaka mmoja pekee. tumeanza mwaka uliopita wakati hii serikali iliundwa, na tukawa tuna fununu fulani kwamba mwelekeo wa hii serikali utakuwa ukulima, number 1. Number 2, tukawa na fununu kwamba kwa mpangilio wa serikali haya maneno ya cooperatives yatakuwa katikati yake in terms of kupanga wakulima na kupanga markets. Cooperatives ziko katikati. So ukiangalia hii serikali ilivyopangwa, kuna cooperative State Department of Cooperatives and SME ambayo inaongozwa na CS Chelgui. So tulikuwa tukiangalia, tunaona iwapo hawa watachukua usukani, huu ndio utakuwa mwelekeo. Sisi nasi tukajipanga, tukasema tutapanga cooperative na cooperative sasa iko na hiyo mkakati ya kufunza business planning, ya kufunza husbandry yenyewe, yani kumchukua yule mtu ambaye hajawahi fanya ule ukulima, kumtoa kutoka mwanzo mpaka mwisho wa ile biashara. So ni mikakati ambayo tunaweka sasa, sababu kama organization ama kundi, we only 1 year old. Yeah.
Now you've mentioned something very important on the fact that you're very keen on encouraging young people to take the practice. You're looking at them in their 20s.
Yes.
And one of the major challenges, like you said, is access to capital, funds to start.
Yes.
As a head of a cooperative, what are the options that young people have to start farming?
Pig farming doesn't require you to have extensive land, shamba kubwa. It doesn't also require you to have to start with a lot of capital, depending on how much scale you want. So for the entrant farmer, what we are trying to do is to be able to talk to the big processors in the country, and there are a number. Most people know Farmers Choice. And Farmers Choice is willing to have a relationship with cooperatives where if you can assure a high quality product, they are willing to take your product from you. Now, if as a cooperative we are assured that a high quality product is going to be picked by them and several other high level processors, then we are able to say, then we are able to raise the money as a cooperative, because the funds are there, both from government and from other multinational lenders, which are targeted at number 1, poverty alleviation, number 2, bringing in youth into this productive sector of the economy. So one of the challenges, even banks have raised this, we would like to give to youth, but we want them to come under the umbrella of an organization that has experience with handling money. So that's what we would like the cooperative to be. Iwe kama KCC. Unajua mtu akitaka kukopa chakula cha ng'ombe kutoka kwa KCC rahisi sana. So if the cooperative is strong, what we are able to advance, number 1, to a young farmer is feed. We are also able to advance genetics. Tumwambie chukua nguruwe watatu hawa kike na huyu ndume, na pia chakula tutakupa chakula cha kulisha, na pia soko ambayo soko already tuko assured. So hivyo tutakuonesha jinsi ya kufanya ukulima, na wakiwa wazima wakifika ustani weight ya kwenda sokoni, we know where the market is. So one of the things we are able to do is to play the perfect middle ground between these entrants and the market, because then when we approach people with finances, including banks, we'll tell them it's us you're banking on, but these are the people who will work with us to raise production standards.
Bwana Douglas, kipindi hiki ya kitazamwi tu mijini, kinatazamwa vile vile kule mashinani. Kuna yule ambaye anawaza sasa hivi, namna umeeleza vizuri tu kwa utaratibu, ni vipi yeye atajiunga na vikundi na yuko mashinani?
Sasa tulipojaribu kuunda chama chetu, tukaenda kwa State Department ya Cooperatives, tukaambia tulikuwa tunataka kufanya Pork Producers Cooperative of Kenya. Wakatuambia huwezi ukaunda cooperative ya Kenya. Kwanza lazima uchukue eneo fulani ambalo mwanze hapo, alafu mnamozidi kukua mnaweza kuwa national cooperative, ili mfungue maeneo mengine, kama mtafungua Kakamega, mtafungua Meru, mtafungua Kitui. Tunavyoongea sasa, members ambao tuko nao wametoka nchi nzima, lakini kwa sababu ya vile sheria imeundwa, ilibidi tuchague mahali moja ambapo tutaita ile cooperative ya kutoka wapi. For instance, ukiangalia Fresha ni ile ya maziwa, cooperative yenyewe inaitwa Githunguri Dairy. Lakini wakulima ni wametoka eneo kubwa kuliko Githunguri. Na product of course yao hii ya Fresha iko kwa supermarket zote Kenya.
Now let's jump into another major challenge that pig farmers, especially the ones who are starting without a very strong financial muscle, go through is the high cost of feed.
Yes.
But still you want optimum production from your pigs.
Yes.
As someone who's been in the business for years,
yes.
what are some of the options you can give them at a point where they can improvise just when they cannot fully, constantly afford the feeds?
So one of the things I'd like to say about pig farming is that there is a misconception that the animal is dirty and that you can feed the animal anything. It's not true. You see, you can't feed a cow anything if you want high quality milk, and you can't feed beef cattle anything if you want high quality meat. Pigs are the same. If you want a high quality product that we can do value addition to, you need to input high quality feeds. The problem with feeds, not just in our sector, but in dairy and in meat production, is that for many years we neglected this particular sector. You can see that right now we even have a problem with food for human beings. Sababu kila siku tunasema hakuna mahindi, unga imepanda. So if we have a problem with human food, you better believe that we have a problem with feeds for animals. What does our cooperative want to do? Our cooperative wants to be able to go and buy from large-scale producers of the feed at source, so that chakula kama kitapatikana Kitale tununue mahindi Kitale, kama mahindi yatapatikana Uganda tununue Uganda. Kama where we can get high quality feed, we buy as a cooperative and we bring the product here, so that we are able to make sure that our member of the cooperative, if they want to start even at small scale, the feed they are accessing is the highest quality. So as a priority kwa mwaka huu na mwaka mwingine ambao utakuja, our priority is bringing high quality feeds to our members.
Na asante sana. Kama wewe unafuatilia kipindi hiki, tunaye mwalimu Douglas. Kusema kweli ni mwalimu kwa sababu anafunza sana. Tafuta kalamu, karatasi, kiti kitako, bila wasiwasi utajifunza mengi, lakini kwanza tuende katika mapumziko kidogo.